And I'm just sitting here wondering what's going through Teddy's head right now because
Well,
I
I'm
think
going to
last
tell you
week.
what's going through my head right now. I have asked you over and over about that horrible music. I asked you about that.
Well, I
But
tell you what.
you just insist on playing it. So, ladies and gentlemen, players, anybody that's listening to me, if y'all have any music or would you suggest some music that we could use for our intro, will you please send it to us or just get it to us some kind of way? I can't take this horrible music anymore. It's unbelievable.
Well, what about this one?
Let's do this.
Any better?
I rest my case.
Teddy, how are you, my friend?
How are you?
Man, I'm doing great. It's the
You got
end of
me. You got me. That's good. You got me.
okay. Hey, we got several of those. I need to pop up some of the old stuff we used to use that were kind of outrageous. Over the last couple of days, I saw something and I saved it because I wanted to see how you would choose this. And by the way, those of you who are coming into the room, welcome to the show. We're all brand new live right now, 7:00 here Eastern Standard Time. I'm your host, Mac Davis. And of course, with me is WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. Teddy Long.
All the players.
All right, Teddy, there was this thing. I got this from the website Backstage Brawl. I think this is where this came from. And it was choosing from several different groups. You can only choose one name of the next three groups of names I'm going to give you. Now, the first one that they had choices of were to retire one. And the names they had were John Cena, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes. If you were to retire one, which one would you retire?
Well, that's that's a hard question. All three of these guys are just phenomenal. Hate it's going to be a big loss when Cena goes. If he ever goes, he's really going to be missed. Golly, I don't know, man, but maybe to think about it, and I think with Cody Rhodes, he's a married man now. I think he has kids and stuff, so he's a guy, that while he's still in his prime, and got some, time left to spend with his family, because I think maybe this may be his first kid, so. Maybe I retire Cody, give him some time off to spend with his family and enjoy the rest of his life a little bit.
All right, the next group of names were to release one, to let one of them go. And the names they have were Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, and Logan Paul.
Well, you that you can't answer that. You can't. There's no way they could let any three of those guys go. Jesus
But
Christ!
if you were forced, and they said, "Hey, Teddy, we've only got enough for two guys. You've got to choose one to let go." Which one of those three are you going to choose?
Well, if I was forced to do that, I'm just saying I wouldn't do this on my own. But if I was forced to do that, it would have to be Logan Paul. And the reason I say Logan Paul is because he's already established. You know what I mean? He's already known. He's got another career before he got into wrestling. So I don't think it would hurt him, whatsoever. And then if he did go, he could always somewhere down the line come back. But like I said, that guy, Lee, you just can't see any of those guys go. But like I said, Logan is already established. He's got his own thing going. So I
And
would probably be him.
I totally agree with that because you know me, I've said for a long time since Logan Paul first got into WWE, he's one of the stars to me. I know he's not been there for a long time, but every time he performs, he gives you everything he has, and you can tell it. And I saw major respect, but like you, because he's got so many other options job wise behind him. If I had to let one go, it would be him simply because I think that's the best way to turn it out so nobody really gets hurt.
Right.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying. All right.
And seeing Logan can survive after that. There are a lot of guys that happens they don't survive. So
yeah. And by the way, guys, if you want to join in the chat, all you got to do is come into the room. No super chats. You don't have to buy a damn thing. It's absolutely free. Ask your questions. We'll throw them up on the screen and pretty much figure out what's on your mind.
Don't you tell them they don't have to buy nothing. I might have something I want to sell them.
Oh, what do you want to sell them?
I don't know. I'll think about it. You just don't be
Okay.
just trying to cut off the money.
Okay. Well, now look here. I'm gonna be holding you to it, and by the end of the show, you got to tell me what you're selling.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. By the way, Michael Steele popping in saying, "Pretty awesome intro."
Oh wow. Okay, Michael, me and you, we've been buddies a long time, player. Now, which one of those intros were the one that with the harbor music, or was the last one you seen with Teddy Long?
Yeah. Oh, your face is in it. You're happier with it.
Yes.
I got you now. Pretty classy lady popping in. Hey, Mac and Teddy, it's nice to see y'all, and it's always good to see you, pretty classy lady. I've been dealing with some serious health issues, and this stream makes me feel better. God, I hope you get the feeling better, pretty classy lady. I'm sorry to hear that, but prayers for you and get the feeling better soon.
Yeah, same thing here. She's a regular, with us every week, always there, So yeah, whatever you're dealing with, I hope you hurry up and start to feel better.
And let's see. Also, Eric Heelbiz. Hey, Eric, saying, "Hey, be nice, Teddy."
I am being nice. What are you talking about?
And let's see, Michael Steele. He's saying it was the last one. That's the one that you
Okay,
like
thank
better.
you, Michael. Thank you. I thank you so much. I appreciate that, player.
It's the best we can do. Or you might like this one here. I don't know.
So you
All
know
right,
how
Teddy,
to
what about that one?
know how to kill the moment and bring us all down. You're really good at that. Yeah, everybody's having a great time, and there you go, crash the party.
Okay, let me get into one last part of this question we were talking about, because I don't want to leave this one out, because this one I find very intriguing. Now, again, you got to pick one name out of the three names I'm going to give you, and this is where you get to revive one. And your choices: Eddie Guerrero, Hulk Hogan, or Bray Wyatt.
Golly.
Yeah.
I know you're saying I gotta pick one, but my answer would be to pick all three of them. I wish I could was able to do that. Golly, man.
You got to pick one.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go with Bray Wyatt, and then I've known him when he was a baby, man. When he used to come to the arenas with his daddy Mike, and they had a Rock Wilder, and that dog would sit by him, and you couldn't go nowhere near that bag, man. I'm telling you, I was right there. So Bray Wyatt, golly, gone way too soon.
Yes, way too soon. And as much as I'd like to see, like you say, all three of them, back in there, Eddie Guerrero. I miss Eddie Guerrero. He just had something very unique. Even Dom doesn't have, what Eddie had. Eddie was just something special. Would you say that, Teddy? Because I don't think there's ever been another person even comes close to Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, well, no, not at all. I had the opportunity to work with Eddie on a lot of, skits that we done. And he was just phenomenal to work with, man. And he was another guy, that I respected, and he respected me because one time I saw him do something. Oh, I think he was going up for the frog splash or something. And, it wasn't nothing, it was something minor. And as he took, when he come off, to me, I thought he stayed there just a little too long, but I mean, it was just minor, and he asked me about it. I said, oh, well, Eddie, I said, the only thing I thought, soon as you went up, do your deal and come right on. I said, because they're up, they're waiting, and I said, I thought you were just a little low. And he took that personal. Oh God, Teddy, you're right. You're right. But I'm like, I didn't mean for it to go that way.
He was being a perfectionist.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just me and him just talking.
Eddie, during his time with China, with Latino Heat, man, that was a very special time to me, because that's when Eddie came to life for me. When he was more than just the performer in the ring, he had just one hell of a personality that came across on the screen, and I miss that to this day because it was just some people just have it naturally, and he had it, and it was all natural. Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, yeah. Him and Kurt Angle, they were great together, man. I think we did a deal with them where they tore up my car or something. I think Eddie did or something.
Yep.
And
I mean, he tore it up, and you caught him with the ball and with the baseball bat in his hand or something like that, right?
and then he was known to steal, lie, cheat, and steal. So one day we was doing this promo, it was me, him, and Flair, and they thought it was over. And just as Eddie got ready to go, I called him right back. Hey, get Flair's wallet.
Look, his stuff too with JBL. Now, he made JBL, and JBL made Eddie Guerrero, both of them, because that storyline between the two of them, no matter if you could get into it, leave it, and come back to it, it was always hot because those two gelled so well together on screen.
Yeah.
All right, look here. We got to step away real quick to tell you about a special event. Then we're going to come back with the mailbag and more of your questions live right here on Road Trip After Hours.
The International Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame Awards Ceremony. Live from Albany, New York. We welcome the class of 2025. Trish Stratus, Tony Atlas, Rocky Johnson, Tito Santana, and Johnny Rodz. Your hosts for the evening, Bill Apter, Dave LaGreca, and Mac Davis, live from the Desmond Hotel, Albany, New York. A night of memories. The 5th Annual International Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame Induction Ceremony.
Letters, we get your letters every day. Mailman, mail today. Reach right in and pull one out. Those letters, I love those letters. Let's find out what you got to say.
Oh boy!
Mailman, mail today.
I know you love that one too. That's one of your favorites right there, is the mailbag theme.
No comment.
By the way, pretty classy lady popping in saying, Mac is trolling you tonight, talking to you with these videos, Teddy.
Yeah. See, even she knows it.
And let's see, also Eric saying, love you guys. Thanks again for everything you do. Hey, man, we appreciate you stopping by and being a part of the show. By the way, if you want to do the same thing, if you want to do the same thing, all you got to do is just leave us a comment in the comment section. We'll throw it up on the screen. Any questions or comments while we're doing the mailbag here. In fact, Teddy, our first question comes from Mark in Tennessee, who writes, you win $1 billion in the lottery. What are you buying first?
I don't know what I'd buy first. Probably buy the niece the biggest ring she's ever had in her entire life.
Wow. Okay, man, that's wait, Teddy. I tell you what, look here. You have to let me be the best man at the wedding. Let's see.
Then who be the best man at the wedding?
Me.
Oh, okay.
If you go buy her a ring like that, man, hey.
Well, you're gonna have to be security too, though. That's gonna be a pretty expensive ring. I'm gonna need security, armed guards, all kind of stuff.
You're probably gonna need a crane to hold her hand up because the size of the rock that you'll get in that ring. So hey.
Well, with that kind of money, I can buy a crane too.
All right, here we go. LaDaniel in New Jersey asks, what advice would you give someone trying to get into the business? Holla.
Well, that's kind of hard to answer for you, player, because I haven't seen you work. I don't know whether you're doing anything with the Indies or not, but just to want to get into business, you got to really want to do this. But also, if I were you, if you haven't got an education, I'd do that first. Make sure you get a high school education if you want to spend a little time in college too. But always get that education because this may not work out for you. You might get in this and you might get hurt or get injured and you may not be able to wrestle again. So now you got to have, if you don't have nothing to fall back on, then you're going to be, kind of left out there. So I think about it and make sure this is really what you want to do because it ain't got to just be wrestling. There are a lot of jobs here, referee, ring announcer, a lot of, a lot of things you can do in this business now. So, but that's my advice. Get your education first and make sure you got something to fall back on and then live your dream.
Teddy, one of the things that I did notice in the independents is that there is a lack of training for much more than being a wrestler, because the independents really aren't set up, I guess, in the way that they are now, to where you can actually have promo classes, and stuff like that. And that really is something I think that is missing in the independent wrestling scene right now. Because, like you say, they go in there, you can find great advice on wrestling. You can find a school somewhere that teach you how to wrestle, but not many schools offer, the other side of the coin when it comes to wrestling and all the other jobs you're
Well,
talking
if
about.
you want to know about it, they couldn't offer it because they didn't know how to do it. They didn't have nobody that they might have had somebody that could have probably teach the promo class, but they didn't even know that,
Yeah. Right.
and they wouldn't then with them not knowing it, they wouldn't even know how to teach it. They wouldn't, this, yeah, the Indies were bad. So what you just need somebody with some type of knowledge to guide you. And
Yeah.
if you'll follow the leader, you'll be all right if he's leading you in the right direction.
What do you think are some of the biggest misconceptions for people when they want to get into wrestling, Teddy?
Do
I
what
mean,
now?
what do you think are some of the biggest misconceptions by people about getting into wrestling? Things that they think are, oh, this is going to be easy, that maybe it's really not. I'm sure you've seen people come up to you that you look at them and they say they want to be a wrestler, and they look like they may be 100 pounds soaking wet. I mean, you got to be nice, but you have to be honest too, right?
Yeah, but like I said, my thing is this: take your time, think about it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never tell them, okay, my man, I just don't see you making it, or I don't see there's nothing in you. I don't never discourage anybody. I just tell them, take your time. Make sure this is what you want to do. Because I'm saying this job is not promised to you. You can be working tonight and be gone tomorrow, unless you got a contract or something. Now, it lives a little better for some people, but everybody don't even have, have contracts. So, yeah. If you got something else you can do, but if this is your dream, you want to do it, then more power to you.
Hey, look here, a challenge to the independent guys that running organizations out there. Find somebody like Teddy or somebody else with that background knowledge that they can share in a class that's not just about, come to our wrestling class before the show and we'll train you on how to do things. Offer something different. Offer the guys
Yeah.
to be ring announcers.
And they don't do that. You know what I mean? Like I said, you can have like on some of the indie shows, have the guys get there an hour earlier, you know what I mean? Then set up a session right there where
Yeah,
you can ask questions. What are we gonna do here? Why would I do this? There's a lot of things that they could do, but the guys just really just care about getting the money, just throw matches together and like, yo, hey, we got what we got, that we're out of here.
yeah, but I just love to see more of that the showbiz side of the wrestling be taught just as much as some of the wrestling is being taught right now. All right,
Yeah.
let's see. Terrence on Facebook wants to know: you were at Vince McMahon's birthday party. Can you describe the atmosphere, such as how was it decorated, and what was the meal? Did Vince speak? Keep hustling.
Vince did speak, made a nice speech. He also brought his grandkids up, and they sang happy birthday to him. The atmosphere was just fine. I mean, I had a great time. I was sitting at Vince's table, and the entertainment for the night was Jelly Roll. So that was the first time I had a chance to see him in person. But he was great. He done a great job. I enjoyed him, and everything was just great. Godfather, that Booker T. Taker, we all, was right together there, and I looked at that and I'm like, golly, I'm with the heavy hitters. So,
Teddy, I
so
don't know. I know that we showed this on a previous show, the bust of Vince McMahon that you received. I don't know if you know this because I don't think you and I have not had a chance to talk as much as we used to because I've been busy. But when it comes to Vince McMahon and that particular bust, only 100 of those were made, and only 100 of his closest received that head bust. So I didn't know if
Yeah.
you knew that, but that was something I did see that was up on the internet, and I was like, "Wow, I didn't know that." I
Well,
thought everybody may have got
I
one.
was in that one of that 100.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much what it came down to. All
Yeah.
right, let's see, Michael. Hey, Michael, good to see you in here. Hey, Mac and Teddy. Teddy, 2005 championship JBL was supposed to win SmackDown championship. Looked like. Are you able to talk about that, Teddy? Hold on. SmackDown championship lookalike.
Huh?
I'm not quite sure what you're asking, Michael, and I wish I did. If you
I
can
mean,
clarify it a
what
little
he's
bit more.
saying is saying, hey, Mac and Teddy, 2005 championship, JBL was supposed to win. Okay, I guess the SmackDown title or something. I don't know. To look, I can't understand that either.
Yeah, brother. I'm sorry. I'm not quite sure what you're asking. And Teddy, I don't know. Even if you could you remember something from 2005 like that?
No.
I was about to say, I don't know if I could even remember for sure, because it sounds like it may be a kind of a particular thing, something to do with the belt. But all right, let's see. What
I
else
have
do we have?
consumed a lot of stuff since 2005. There's no way for me to. I tell that to Denise all the time. I said, I can't remember. She gets hot at me because I can't remember stuff. I'm like, Denise, do you realize what I have put in me?
Not only that, but I'm sorry, as you get a little bit older, your mind's not quite as quick as it used to be. Mine
Oh,
does that all the
Jesus.
time.
Nah, well, it ain't that. It's just, brother, I've consumed a lot of
Did you
illegal products.
see what happens? Kids, don't do drugs.
Right. I'm trying to clean out right now.
All right, here we go. We got time for this. Yeah, we still got some time here. All right, question number 5 is Robert from Facebook with name association. And this list of names, Teddy, I don't think we've ever mentioned maybe one of these names, maybe two. But here you go. I'm going to give you these names. Just give me what comes to mind, what you think about this individual. The first one is Balls Mahoney.
Balls Mahoney, I remember him. Yeah, he was a real comical guy, man. A lot of fun. Every time you saw him, he was just laughing and smiling. Yeah, I had a chance to meet him, and I worked with him too. I think when I first went into the WWF, I think I went in as a referee then, and I had the chance to work with Balls. But yeah, he was a nice guy.
Yeah, he looked like he could be a mess, really. I mean, when you
Oh,
think ECW, Balls Mahoney is
oh
ECW.
God, he was one of a kind.
Yeah, man. All right, here's the next one. We may have talked about him before. I'm sure we have. Cowboy Bob Orton.
Senior.
Yeah, the one with
Okay.
he's got that broken wrist. He can't. That cast just never comes off.
Okay, yeah. Cowboy Bob Orton. Me and him, we rode together for a while. And I remember when, let's see, I got a good story about me and him. I believe we were somewhere in Ohio and we went in this ground round. I think that's what it was. And we smoking. And so I ended up back there that night. I guess I got the munchies so bad till I ate about 15 White Castles. Okay, I'm telling now. So that's why I go to. So Bob, Bob takes me, he drops me off at the room. So I get there the next day. I got to go to Philadelphia for a signing with Butch and Run. I am so sick till it is unbelievable. I'm throwing up everywhere. Oh, and Bob just laughing at me. But yeah, but me and Bob have always been great friends. I saw him at the SICW there when he was
Yeah.
at the Hall of Fame with Randy, and working back in the day with him was a lot of fun.
I got a quick story. About this is a different time. I don't know how they keep saying this, but times were different at one time. And I had been out drinking with a friend of mine, and we went through. We had a few beverages, and we're trying to go through a drive-through. we finally
you,
get
why you trying to clean it up like that? Like, we just
I'm,
had a few beverages. Just say it. You
yeah,
had some alcohol.
we had some alcohol. We were out having a good time, and we went through the drive-through. And on the way home, we were eating our food. Now the next day, I remember the night before going to bed, going, man, I am still hungry. I'm starving. I get in my car the next day, and all the insides of the sandwich that I was supposed to have eaten is on the floorboard down below me in the car. And the only thing I ate was bread, and that's how messed up I was at that time, brother. But oh my God, I'm surprised I got home. And don't ever do that.
Well, I've come home some nights and woke up the next day and didn't know how I got there. Oh yeah, I don't even remember driving in, getting out the car, none of that.
Oh man, I remember going to. Well, we better stop that.
Okay.
Let's see, Michael. What was that SmackDown Championship supposed to look like that JBL won?
Well, I mean, what do you mean? What it's supposed to look like? It's just with the SmackDown title. There was nothing special about it. It was,
Was there ever a point where they were trying to change or somehow rebrand that title belt?
No, not to my remember. I don't remember them doing that. And I definitely would remember that. God, I ran SmackDown 9 years.
Well, don't say that because you just told Denise you can't remember anything from back then, Teddy.
Well, I can remember some of that because that was
selective.
that was kind of like the job right there, and you better remember it, or you're gonna have to go back and have that come to Jesus meeting with Vince, and I didn't want that meeting.
You're gonna have that come to Jesus meeting with Denise soon.
All right, yeah.
All right, let's see. We got time for 3 more names. I'm gonna try to get them in here. Finley.
Finley?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, great guy. He was always good to work with. He became an agent one time, so I had a chance to work with him overseas on different stuff. But Fit was always a nice guy, man. He always was good for advice. You could go to him, he tell you whatever you need to know. Him and his son and I were really good friends. I watched him when he was a kid too, and the last time I talked to him, he was the champion over in Japan. And he sent me the match where he won the title in Japan, and that's Fit's son. I mean, he used to sit. Me and him used to make fun of people. He sit at ringside. Oh yeah, we did. Oh God, I can tell you, me and him would sit up and just watch people, and we laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. So he and I brought that back up to him, man. That was good times with him.
Yeah, Fit Finley, man, you talk about a legit tough guy. Finley was that was not somebody you wanted to play with.
Oh yeah,
we met him at Six Flags. He, his wife, and I think it may have just been him and his wife. I can't remember if they had a kid with him or not.
Yeah.
But we were standing in line at Six Flags, and my youngest son, turned around and he's yanking on my pants leg. He's going, "Hey, Dad!" What? I was like, "What?" He goes, "That's Fit Finley," and he was right behind us. And he struck up a conversation with my kid and talked to him. He was really cool. But you can tell, it was day off, and I wasn't gonna mess with him, so I told the kids to lay off. Let's see, 2 more names, real fast. Goldust.
Oh, wow. Another kid, Dusty's son, God rest his soul. Had a chance to travel with him back in the Jim Crockett days. We rode. I never will forget. I think I went in the liquor store and bought beer for him because he wasn't old enough. And I did.
It was a different time.
Yeah. I had to go get a 6-pack for him, So, yeah. So, me and him, well, like I said, Dusty, once again, God rest his soul, he gave me my first job. Gave me a hell of an opportunity. And I had a chance to talk with him a lot too before he passed. And me and him used to just sit in catering and just look at people and and we make fun of him too. Me and Dusty. Oh, it was great talking to him, just sitting at the table, Yeah, I'll tell you this right quick. He told me one time, we sitting at the table and Dusty said to me, he says, Stephanie called him over the weekend, something, and she wanted him to do something. And he said, yes, she called me over the weekend. She called me and said, Dusty, I want you to work on this. Did she understand weekend means weekend? It's over. It's over. Oh, yeah, he told me that story at the table one time in catering.
Oh, God. Yeah, there was a time I remember him on TV, and he kind of spouted off with Stephanie in the ring live on TV, and I heard she got a little ticked about it, but that was Dusty. I mean, you can't let Dusty go out and hold a microphone and pretend to be somebody else the writers are writing for. He's got to be Dusty.
But we were there when there were no writers. Okay.
That's true. Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got somebody coming in here real fast. Ellen. Hey, Ellen. Hey, both of you. Hope all is well. When are either of you going to be close to our area again? Buddy says, hey, by the way, he's watching with me. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, my buddy.
Yeah, good to see you, buddy. I sent you a t-shirt. Hope you enjoyed that and you wear that all the time. Let everybody know about Road Trip After Hours. Thank you, Ellen. Good to talk to you too.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'm going to be around Georgia. Mac, do you?
No, which is kind of sad considering we're in Georgia. But no, I do miss that, Teddy. I'm not going to lie. I do like being around a live show.
They kill everything. They start running around here and they start doing good and they can't accept, doing good, can't stand success. Next thing you know, they done threw all the money away or just did something that just was uncalled for. You know what I mean? Golly, man.
All right, Teddy, one more name, then we're out of time because we're going over here. Joey Styles.
Joey Styles. Wow, boy, that's golly. He was a nice guy, very nice guy. I worked with him. He come over from ECW, I think, and then he started over there. But one time he did something. He said something. I don't know what it was. Okay, boy. Next thing I look behind me, it's Vince. He's doing 100 miles an hour, and he's headed for him. And that's all I can tell you about that.
Wow. Yeah. I know that he was very frustrated with Vince's style when he came from ECW. And
he said something, boy. I don't know what it was, but boy, Vince come out a gorilla.
Look, if you're making him move that much during a show, something must be bad going wrong.
Yeah. Well, I've seen him leave Gorilla a couple of times. When he does that, I mean, you
you don't even want to be around to see what he has to say either. You'd probably rather be in another room somewhere far away.
No, you'd probably rather be just gone, just silent, just passed out.
I'm not here. Blend in with the wall. All right, Teddy, you got to pick a winner tonight for a free Road Trip After Hours t-shirt. Who's it going to be?
I think we had a good question there about golly, Mac. I got to go back and try to remember this. I told you my memory's bad.
That's
somebody asked us about JBL.
Yes, that was Michael. He was asking about the belt.
Okay, well, I can't send him a t-shirt. I couldn't even understand his question. Pick somebody, Mac.
Well, I got no problem with Michael, but if you want me to kind of throw everybody in here.
I tell you what, we'll go ahead on and send Michael a shirt. Well, I'll go ahead and do it this time, but the next time you call us, Michael, will you please go to somewhere and get to school or read some books or something so you can know what to ask us and we can answer you back. But we're going to send you a t-shirt, player.
Yeah, brother, we appreciate you too, man. I know that you try to get in here as much as you can. This is like the first time in a while I think I've seen you in here. So it's good to have you in here along with everybody else too. Yes, sir.
I ate my last piece of red velvet today.
Now, see, you just had to throw that in there, didn't you? You couldn't leave that alone. I still think that this thing, Denise, and I know you watched this program. If not live, you'll watch it back. Teddy says he has selective memory loss, and it's only at times when he has to answer a question you ask. That's when he forgets. So let me know about that coming to Jesus with Denise, Teddy, because I got a feeling that's coming soon.
Listen, that's okay, because being with Denise is like being with Jesus.
Wow.
Okay.
Man,
that's how great she is.
Oh man. If you don't get you another red velvet cake, I don't know what's going on anymore.
No, but that's Bianca. I'm gonna get the banana pudding from Denise. And hey, guess what? Last time we were together, she cooked some ribs. I mean, I never had no ribs like that in my life. They just fell off the bone. So I requested more ribs. So I'm gonna go have more ribs.
Wow. Hey, you making me hungry now. I'm out of here, Teddy. I'm gone. This has been Road Trip After Hours. I'm Mac Davis. That's WWE Hall of Famer